recovered in the 9th week from your surgery. So Clay's sitting on the porch. He walked in the yard before, but it's awful muddy today. Look at this, January in New York.
Indian summer.
And it's a little messy out here.
Haven't used my walker in 2 weeks. I'm still working with my cane.
He was just about ready to take a nap.
Yeah, and I feel it. And Ruthie said, you gotta get up and come outside.
Can't be inside all day. So he's outside and he's checking out everything out here.
Enjoying the weather. Well, it's nice.
So we're talking about what we're going to do this year.
We want to try raising a few turkeys this year. Not sure if they're going to be barn raised or not free range, but grass fed. Maybe a little of both. We're hoping that Gunther and Gertrude lay some fertile eggs and we get some blue slate turkeys, because that's the turkeys we want to stay with, because they're about the right size for our little homestead here. I don't know if you call it a homestead, backyard farm. But we're going to raise up about 10
Sun's shining funny on your face. I gotta move.
10 turkeys. And there'll probably be some heritage breeds. Heritage breeds are breeds that will lay their own eggs, set, and breed. The turkeys you get in the store are usually the broad-breasted turkeys, which are either broad-breasted white or broad-breasted bronze, and they're not a heritage breed because they have to be artificially inseminated because they can't breed on their own. So if you're going to raise turkeys and you want baby turkeys the next season or so, you raise the heritage breeds. The heritage breeds can go anywhere from Royal Palm to Bourbon Reds to Nargassets to what we're going to raise are the blue slate turkeys, which are a little more hard to find than Nargasset or just common. Now they do have a standard breed of bronze and a standard breed of whites, and yes, they are heritage breeds. They don't get as big. The hens get about 12 to 14 pounds, and the toms get to be about anywhere from 23 to 33 pounds for the heritage breeds.
And the blue slate turkeys that we have are actually considered a rare breed.
Yeah, according to all the books and papers, they're a rare breed. But I like them because of the color. I like that gray blue slate color that and they're very calm. I haven't heard anybody that I've watched a lot of videos on the net of different breeds that were angry toms, and you either get Royal Palm, which I've had Royal Palm in the past, never had a angry one. Bourbon Reds, I had Bourbon Reds in the past, and yes, I had a tom that was pretty mean. So it depends, a lot of it depends on how much time you spend with them. If you're going to raise them up for meat birds and to slaughter, keep your hens and your toms separate while they're growing up. The toms don't get as aggressive being around other toms. It's only when they get the females around they start getting aggressive. So just a little hint for anybody that wants to raise some turkeys for either meat or for breeders. If you want them for meat, keep your hens and your toms separate.
Look at this weather. Unbelievable.
It's got to be, what, at least 45 or 50 out here, isn't it?
Yeah, and I actually have shorts on, believe it or not, and I can feel the heat on my legs. The Apple Orchard across the street is in rest. The dog is out here. Had some mud to clean up. Had some muddy towels I gotta pick up and wash. You're out here to dry.
So this season,
Yes, yeah.
this season we want to do some turkeys, the bees, and maybe cut back a little on the banny chickens. We'll still keep a few because they are good for if you don't have pigs and you got stuff in your refrigerator you're tossing out and you don't want to put it in your compost pile that draw rats or anything. Them chickens will clean it right up. Leftover macaroni, spaghetti, things like that, gravy. They love it.
And this is going to be a really great year, guys, because guess who's retiring?
Yeah, I hope to be retiring.
And then he'll be on vacation, too. He's going to go back to work, have like a month vacation.
Well, I've got 4 weeks vacation coming, so I don't know what exact month I'm taking it, but I do need to take it the week that I get the turkeys in.
But he'll be done working anyway, like the end of June. So it's just really funny.
Well, it's probably going to be more like July or August because you have to wait when you're 62 or when you retire. You have a waiting month, and it's after your birthday month, and my birthday month's in June, so I probably won't receive my first check till July. So it'll most likely be the end of July or August when I retire.
So that'll be nice because that'll be more things.
That'll be harvest time. We can do our butchering when I retire and do a lot of other things.
And you know what that means, guys? A lot more YouTubes.
Yeah, probably. I don't have to worry about work keeping my mind busy. I got other things to go on.
This has been that year. It's been a little crazy, but Clay had surgery and we had some other things in the family this year. Unusual things.
I've had a little complications with this hip. I've talked to a lot of people that have had the hip surgery, and they're up and about within a month or two, and this is, we've already been 2 months, and I am up and about, I have to admit that, but I'm still having a little difficulty walking, and it shows.
You haven't had the dog sit on your lap yet either.
No, he's been leaving me right alone.
Yeah, he knows Branch.
Oh, excuse me. It's time for my nap.
It's his time for his beauty rest.
Yeah, I need a lot of beauty rest. You see, I let it all go and getting the old look.
Oh, you look fine.
It'll be a little different. After I get up and about where I can get back and forth I take my shower and then I'm ready to go back and get off my feet for a minute.
So, you old farmer, just having fun with you. Any tips for the newbies on raising turkeys?
When you get your first bunch of little chicks, the poults, kind of babysit them all the time because the first 2 weeks of baby turkeys is the most critical.
What do we do with our babies when we first have them?
We're on top of them all the time.
We bring them right in the house.
Oh, well, I always raised them in the house for the first week or two of their lives, just so that they didn't have fluctuation in temperatures, and I can make sure they're all, eating and drinking, because if you don't watch baby turkeys, they'll starve themselves. They'll sit right next to that food dish and starve themselves. So you have to make sure they're eating and drinking on their own. So after this second or third week, usually they're pretty good. I've hardly ever lost a turkey after 3 weeks.
What about butchering? Any recommendations?
The butchering is if you've ever raised the Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens, you have to have a bigger kettle to dip them in the hot water. This year I'm going to find a metal 55-gallon drum or a 30-gallon drum, metal, and cut it off. Use that for dipping my turkeys in, because you need a little bigger area than the regular water kettle, because the turkeys are much bigger, and so you have to make sure them turkeys will fit in whatever you're going to dip them in.
Killing cone.
Killing cone, you got to get a large killing cone. They're about somewhere averaging about $50 a piece. You want to make sure they're stainless steel, not galvanized. They're stainless steel. They'll last forever. Galvanized will probably last you as long as you'll need them, but they have a tendency to rust if they got wet and not dried out properly. So, but if you don't have a killing cone, make sure you pick the turkeys up by both feet, not one, because you'll dislocate their legs. Hang them up, and then the blood will rush to their head, then do the killing. Don't wait until after you've chopped their head off and then hang them up by their feet and expect them to drain out of all the blood, because you want the blood to rush to their head, and it also makes it more humane for the turkey so that they don't feel it.
What about when they have babies? How many babies, and like different breeds, babies, and all that stuff?
Well, babies are babies.
I mean, how many eggs does a Heritage have compared to other turkeys?
Heritage breeds will have a lot of eggs. They could have anywhere from 12 to probably 35, 40, maybe even more, depending on the hen. They don't continue to lay like a chicken does.
But don't some of them
But
not sit on their eggs, or can't have babies or something?
Not all hens will sit on eggs. They won't. The chickens won't either. Not all hens will sit on their eggs. They'll continue to lay. I advise you to take the first probably half dozen or dozen eggs from a turkey and just use them for cooking and eating. Then after that, after you've seen the tom breed the hen, then within a few days start taking the eggs for hatching, or let her hatch them herself if she's broody. Now, our hen Gertrude, she happened to set last year, but the eggs that she sat on weren't fertile.
And why is that?
Because your tom needs to be at least 2 years old to breed successfully.
And we got him at an auction. So
he was a young tom when we got him. So we got him the beginning of spring last year, and he probably was born late in the summer of the year before. So he was just about a year, a little older than a year when we got him. We just never saw him breed our hen, so that's probably why our eggs weren't fertile.
Oh, I don't think I did see him breed her.
No, I didn't see him breed her either. The Royal Palms we had, they were breeding, and I saw the tom.
And if you're a newbie like me, it almost looks like they're standing on their back.
They do stand on their back. The toms will stand on the hen. That's why they make turkey saddles. They're like a little apron that you tie around the hen, so that the tom doesn't tear up a lot of her feathers on her back.
But you don't need a turkey saddle.
Yeah. They didn't have turkey saddles when my grandfather and them had animals. That's just something the humane people wanted to bring up so they didn't lose feathers on their back, I guess. It's nothing serious. You don't need a turkey saddle, not unless you're planning on riding it.
And if you get the feathers, you can make some Indian headdresses and some feather jewelry and all kinds of fun stuff.
Well, I'm going to get up. If you want to video me walking a little bit,
yeah, let me see
I'll
you
do
walk.
that. So
look at him. He's walking. Walk out to the yard a little bit on the gravel.
You got to move that chair so I can get by it.
I know. I think the animals ruined our chairs this year, by the way. Kept sitting on them and jumping on them, and gotta get new cushions. Look at him. Uh-oh. Did I really? Uh-oh. Sorry. Supposed to be videoing my husband walking, not the dog. Here he comes.
See, I'm walking okay. It's just I have to have the cane to kind of balance me a little bit. It's the weight on the hip that still bothers me a little bit.
So
but each day is getting better.
Tell them about how to use the cane, because I would not have thought what you
I had right hip surgery, and they always say to use the cane. Now, see, I can stand without any problems. I can't do any dancing or anything, but they say to use the cane on your good side, so that you have to keep working the bad side. And if I try the cane on this side, it actually does put too much weight on it. So it's better to walk with a cane on the good side.
So you're not going to walk out to the turkeys.
No, it's too muddy,
It's
brother.
muddy. It's really muddy. There's Charlie. We've been naming our animals. Can't really for sure tell if it's a boy or girl cat until it's like 4 months. People say they can, but you can if you want to make them go to the bathroom. But for the most part, we're not that ambitious. So Charlie's a girl. So Clay's gonna go inside. Like, subscribe, check out the links I put on below the video.
We're gonna be doing a lot more once I can get out and about and get in my garage and do what I want to get done. And we'll have a lot of different things, projects we're working on. I got to build a turkey tractor, so I got somewhere to put the turkeys out after they're like yeah, I can spit it out. 4 weeks old, and they can, because turkeys will eat a lot of grass, and it'll cut back on your feed bill, but you want to make sure you still feed them so that they gain that weight they need to.
If you think you're gonna feed your chickens on grass alone, you're not gonna have.
You're gonna have some pretty skinny chickens and turkeys. So, but they will eat a lot of grass. But you have to have the feed with it. But it's more of a natural thing with them eating the grass too, because turkeys will eat a lot of grass. And my yard is always tall grass because I leave it to grow mainly for the chickens and stuff. I'll mow it and then I'll rake it all up and give it to the rabbits, the chickens, and whatnot. So they'll get plenty of grass. Alright, I'm going to cut this video and hope you join us again. And
take his nap.
During this summer we can...
excuse his messy hair because I made him come outside and he'll come in his hair.
We'll get more projects going. We'll invite you in to watch the projects. So this is Clay and Ruthie from Popo's Backyard Farm.
Oh, wait a minute.
A lot of noisy traffic too.
It's Popo's Backyard Farm. I'll have the links below. Please like us on Twitter, Facebook, join my sweepstaking group, and all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys in the next video.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.